Hey everybody, welcome back to another drawing video. I am Rob, and today I am going to be drawing a character named Ian Lightfoot from the Disney movie Onward, as requested from me by one of the viewers of the show named Maleah. So, Maleah, I am drawing your request. So here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and start off with the shape of his head. It's kind of like an oval, a long oval like this. I'm looking at an image right now on the internet as reference because I have not yet seen this particular Disney movie. I'm very behind on my Disney movie watches or views. Kind of has like a tilt going, so I'm going to draw a line down the middle of his face. Again, these are just guidelines. Don't actually have to follow these lines, but they're just to give you an idea of where things are going to go. So his eyes are not exactly in the middle of his... Well, they kind of are in the middle of the whole thing. So I'm just going to draw some circles to represent where his eyes go. He has a very large nose. It's shaped like a diamond. But it does have a point, so I'm going to draw this little circle here to indicate where the point is. Alright, so let's go ahead and keep going with this nose here. So I'm just going to start drawing it out a little bit. And we're just going over with the pencil, just drawing some lines where things may or may not end up. Again, these are just sketches. None of these have to be perfect. Alright, let's go ahead and try to get this cheek. Kind of has like he has a long thin face, but like he has a very rounded features also, so we want to make sure that we capture that. Alright, that seems okay for now. Alright, so we're going to draw in his neck here, because the pictures I'm looking at, he is standing in a doorway. And he has a backpack on, so we're gonna try to get all of that. But you know what, instead of drawing the clothes, let's try to draw what the figure looks like. It looks like he kind of has like a slight shoulder lean here, and we're gonna do an indicator for that, just to give us an idea of where everything's gonna sit. So it's coming down. We can't actually see his collarbone, but we're gonna assume it's somewhere around here. He doesn't look like he's very wide shouldered. His shoulders only go out a little bit past his ears, so we're gonna do this little number, make it more like a square, so you can see this is kind of like a square shape here. Okay, but his body looks very thin, so I'm gonna find out where my arms are gonna kind of be, and that will be where his shoulders are. And you can see that this circle is sitting higher than this circle. Probably barely can make that out in the video, but it is. There is a tilt to it. Alright. And then his shirt's kind of coming towards this way. And drawing this rough collar real quick, just to give us an idea of where this collar is going to end up. Alright. One of the good things I would suggest doing is practicing clothes. Just look at pictures, see how they fold, because clothes can be hard to draw. I just look at the picture and just draw what's there. I don't actually sit there and try to do it from memory, because that's hard. And there's nothing wrong with looking at references. That is not cheating. Everything that somebody draws is a version of something that an artist has seen, so it's not cheating. If someone tells you you're cheating because you're looking at something, say duh. It's what you're supposed to do. Alright, so the backpack strap comes like this. It's caught up in his arm, and his shoulder's kind of dipping down a little bit, so we'll just give it that little number. Okay, So now let's go back to the head because it looks kind of creepy right now. Let's go ahead and throw some ears on him. His ears are kind of shaped like little footballs, kind of. They kind of come out to a point, very fairy-like. I'm not sure what he is. Is he a fairy? Or is he a troll? Kind of looks like a fairy to me with these ears, but doesn't have any wings, so I don't know. Again, I haven't seen the movie, which is kind of bad on me because I really thought it was a really cool concept for an idea. And it has Chris Pratt and Tom Holland in it doing the voice acting for the characters. Two of my favorites. Of course, Tom Holland plays Spider-Man in the MCU. And Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec is Star-Lord in the MCU. So, definitely wanted to check that movie out. Just never got a chance. I think it's on, I'm pretty positive it's on Disney Plus. Just haven't had a chance to watch it. So for his hair, I'm just gonna block out the shapes because it's very big hair. It's very pompadour-like. It's got really big hair. All right, and this kind of comes out this way. And if you want to break these up into circles or shapes, this is kind of like a triangle here. You kind of have like a square here. Maybe another square here for his hair, and then a triangle right here. I see a triangle there. Triangle there, and then let's go and figure out how we're gonna do this eye situation, because he has very kind eyes. We're making them bigger than they need to be. All right, they're kind of small. The nose kind of feels like it comes out a little bit more like this. Alright, so we might be onto something here. It's got a little smile with a little indentation there. And let's go ahead and draw circles for eyes. And you kind of want to make sure you line these up because you don't want to have wonky eyes, one sitting higher than the other. I tend to not pay attention to that, and I should. And you got to be careful where you put your pupils too, because if you don't line those up right, it can throw off your drawing big time. Okay. So yes, I think we have a very rough sketch. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is pull up some of this lead around the eyes and the nose with my kneaded eraser. Kind of made it into like a shoe sort of thing, and then I put my pencil in it. Now it looks like a foot. Look at that. Alright. So let's go ahead and keep doing this eyeball. And that's the thing about sketching. You just erase as much as you want before you go in there with your final pencils and your final inks. It's the whole purpose, you know what I mean? Don't be scared to erase. Like I said before, I used to hate erasing. I always thought that I had to draw everything perfect the first time. Once I stopped doing that and actually started using my eraser, drawing got so much easier. You can't be afraid to mess up because you're gonna mess up a lot. You're never gonna draw things perfect the first time. It's just not gonna happen. It'll get close, I'm sure. Somebody could probably do it. I'm sure they got that special ability. But I am not one of those people. I don't really like the way this ear looks. I'm gonna straighten that out a little bit and draw the inside of it, and that comes out like this. Okay. Alright, now looking at it, his face is more straight on. It's more straight. Then it still has like a bit of a curve for the chin down here. So what we're doing now is just chipping away at what we've done and trying to find the good lines that we want to keep. So I think we might be good here. I'm gonna go ahead and get my .005 Pentel micron pin. It's the thinnest pin that I have, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go over the lines. I'm gonna start with the eyes, because the eyes are the window to the soul. Alright, he kind of has a thicker line around the top of his eyes to indicate eyelashes, without actually drawing every single eyelash. So I'm gonna just go over that a little bit, a couple of times, and then go ahead and try to finish out the eye line, the eyeball. The hardest part with these thin markers is, or pins, you don't want to keep going back and forth over them, because then you start thickening up your lines and it looks like he's wearing mascara or eyeliner, and that's not the intention. Just kind of have to put your hand down. Oh no, like we saw right there, you see that line came out a little thick, but that's fine. Go ahead and get this little pupil in there. Okay, he doesn't look too crazy, does he? Nah, he looks fine. And we're just doing sketches, guys. I'm sorry if it's not perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and go do the outside of the outline of the nose. It's a pretty big schnoz. Hopefully, it doesn't come off as too big. I'm going to go ahead and turn my paper here to try to get this curve a little bit more solid. You can see it's kind of scratchy. I don't really like scratchy lines. Okay, so I got the thinner lines in there that I wanted to get. I'm going to do some little lines under his eyes right here. Get those. Those feel like they're important parts of the character. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab a thicker marker, or a thicker pen. I'm going to go with the 05 Copic Multiliner. I do have Pigma Micron pens. This one was the one I had next to me, and honestly, it doesn't really matter what pens you use. They all do the same thing. Alright, okay, that looks way better than what we had down here. And then we'll just swoop back up for this chin. Oh no, that line got a little out of control there. But let's see if we can salvage it without having to start over. Alright, here goes the shirt collar. And I'm sorry if y'all can hear the people talking outside my window. That's not cool. But let's proceed. We're gonna just go ahead and draw on these thick eyebrows. They're kind of like, what is it, trapezoids? Kind of triangle-ish. I'm not gonna draw the hair yet. I will do that in a second. Let's go ahead and get these ears in here. Oh man, that met up great, right? That little thing, and then this thing goes up this way. We don't want to go all the way to the end. Same thing on the other side, except there is hair in the way on this one. Let's just go ahead and go back to the shirt and draw this shirt in. Alright, he has a design on his shirt, guys, and it's like plaid, and that's like one of the hardest things for me to do. But I'm going to try my best. So what I should have done, which I'll probably do now, is try to draw the design in, and then draw over it with the markers, because I am actually going to color this one. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long. We're already 15 minutes in, and I didn't want to take a long time on this one. I've actually been drawing this character for like a month, and with the intent of doing a recording. I just have not got around to it. So he was pretty easy to draw, I felt like. I just never sat down to do it. And as you can see here with the hair, sorry, I'm just like babbling and rambling, I'm not even drawing every single hair. All you have to do is show an indication of hair, and your brain will fill in the blanks. It lets you know, oh yeah, that's hair. That's how hair do. So yeah, like I don't even have to do all the lines, because like I don't have to do a solid line here or anything there. It looks like hair, and I think that's kind of cool. Just like little drawing hacks. You don't have to draw every single little thing, every little detail, because the mind will fill it in for you. All right, cool. I think we got a pretty solid line here. What I'm going to do is just draw a little thicker line under the nose, because there is a little bit of shadow here. But I don't want to go too much, because then it's going to make the nose look really thick. It's not what I'm going for. It's not what we want with our lives. All right. So now, whoa, let me get my pencil. So let's do the design that's on his shirt, and it's gonna be plaid. So it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like a Spider-Man thing, even though it's just a plaid shirt. And the interesting about the pocket is that it goes diagonally. I guess it's to set the pocket apart from the rest of the shirt. So let's go ahead and do this. We just want this to follow the shape of the body. Alright, I think that's good. Alright, so I'm gonna get my thin marker, and I don't want to go too hard on it because it's gonna look weird, but I do want to give myself some indicators of where I need to go with my markers when I actually color this in. So I'm just gonna go really lightly, even though this is a hole. The sleeve is sewn on. We still want to follow that design. And then this is going to be a little bit easier because it's just a pocket in there. Maybe one of these days I'll draw Spider-Man and we can see how crazy the webbing is on his shirt. It is so hard to keep up with. This is supposed to be the backpack too. Okay, got some pretty solid inks in here. I'm gonna go ahead and erase. We're at 18 minutes. And let's go ahead and pull up this. I'm gonna do a rub instead of patting it down. I noticed that it makes a lot of noise in the videos when I pat it down, so I'm not gonna do that. I'll just go ahead and rub it away. Okay, first thing I want to do is I'm gonna use a really pale blue. It is called Frost Blue, and I am going to go ahead and color in the skin tones here. I'm just gonna go really quickly. Again, these are just sketches. They're not supposed to be masterpieces, but if you want to do a masterpiece, you might want to slow down and pay more attention to where you're laying your colors down. I try to be careful with these. Oh, dang it. Because of that, the ink will come up and ruin the picture. It's ruined. Nah, we can work with that. We'll fix it. We'll figure it out. We'll probably just drop some shadow in there and make it a little darker. So right now we have a really light coat of marker on there. Just gonna give it a sec to dry, and then I'm gonna go over it again because it is a very, very pale blue color. And I just want to make sure that it pops a little bit off the page instead of just looking like a really light blue. I don't have the actual blue color that he is in the movie, so we're just working with what we got, and that's really all you can do. Okay, we don't want to do too much because we will pull up more ink and it'll start bleeding. So we're just going to put that on hold. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab up another marker called, what color is this? Rose Salmon. And I'm just going to color in his ears a little bit. Well, not a little bit, a lot of bit, because that's what I'm doing. Coloring in these ears. Oh no, this is the wrong color. This is supposed to be his eye color. Oh my god, I ruined it. That's okay. His eyes are pink. I mean, his ears are pink. And I had a pink marker specifically for that. Well, let's see if I can put the pink in his cheeks where it's supposed to be. So he has like pink rosy cheeks. Maybe it'll show up here. And also he has like a pinkish tint to his nose. For some reason it's kind of weird. So there's that. Let me see if I can get this to look pink. Probably not. It's probably too dark already. That's okay. It's not film accurate. It's fine. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with a lighter blue color. And I think this is the right one. Is this the right one? Yeah, it is. And go ahead and color in this hair. This is the color that I actually grabbed to color him with. And I realized it was way too dark for his skin tone. So if I had like something that was a little bit between this one and the other blue, that would have been perfect, but I don't, so you work with what you have. Alright, make sure we color these eyebrows. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and color his shirt. I'm gonna let that blue dry because I'm gonna color over it again with a darker blue to indicate shadows in the hair, just so you can see that you don't, even though this is like a solid chunk of hair, if you just add some dark tones to it, it'll make it pop. So I'm gonna color his shirt orange, and then I'm gonna go over some of the areas with a purplish color. Go, getting that down in there. Don't want to linger because the markers will bleed, because this is not the best paper to use with markers. It is just a regular old post-it note, and it's really thin paper, so the more ink you lay down, the more it'll run, and eventually the paper will tear because it's not made to support those kinds of levels of ink. So what I want to do now is some of the areas where there might be some shadow, I'm going to go over that with this marker and just make those areas a little bit darker. Hopefully that translates through the video. We'll see though. Probably not. You can kind of see it. Alright, so now I'm going to get this purple marker that I have called Carmine. And I'm just going to draw some little squares onto the shirt. I think this there's a square here. I'm going to keep up the pattern, which is the worst part. It's so hard keeping up the pattern. Let's see, I think it skips a line. Why is flannel like the hardest thing to draw? Hardest thing to color. I don't like it. Not a fan. Alright, I probably ruined it, but you know what? You get the idea, right? Let's go ahead and throw a little square under here. Looks good enough. Good enough. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I have a really, really light gray that I want to use to try to add some color or some shadow. So I'm going to go over this area here with the gray underneath his nose, this mouth area underneath this chin. See if it actually does anything. If not, I have a darker gray that I really didn't want to use, but I'll do it. I don't even care. And we're just going to drop in some shadows into some of the areas that are hidden because of the way that he's standing. Alright, we'll let that dry, and then I'll just color in the backpack with a really, really dark gray. This is a neutral gray number 8. Apparently there's 7 other ones before it. Alright, so there's the backpack. Alright, and I'm just gonna get the eyeball color again and just make it color it in a little darker in the top part. I don't know if that's gonna translate, but maybe it will. And then I'm just gonna go over his face one more time with the marker. It doesn't look like the gray did much. So what I'll do is any area that I thought would be in shadow, I'll just darken that area up with the dark blue. Or not dark blue, but by adding more blue. Alright, and then here is the dark blue that I have. It's called Ultramarine. And we're going to go in and just go underneath some of the hair here and add some shadow. And I'm just going to do really light strokes in here. By adding some of these little wispy lines, gives you the idea that some of his curls are there. Alright, I'm just going to add some to his eyebrows too because they are a little dark. That one kind of took over. Yeah, we'll just do the whole thing. Alright. Now, I'm just going to color the background with a solid color. And we're going to go with this bright pink Sharpie marker that I have. Thought it would look cool. Probably wrong. You be the judge. Tell me down below in the comments. And if you draw along with me, post it on Instagram. I'll check it out. Use the hashtag CRGRRocks, which is also our website. So you can check that out. We don't do a lot of the art stuff on the actual website. It's more for our gaming stuff, for our tournaments. But if you're interested in Dice Masters, is what our main thing is, you can find all of our information there. Also, if you'd like, you can support our Patreon. We have tiers starting at $1. So if you got $1 to spare, help us out. Help us build our channel. Help me get some supplies. And so I can do more art drawing videos. Yeah, I'm drawing art. No, to help me do more of these art videos, because some of these markers get a little pricey. The Copic markers tend to run about $7 a piece. So yeah, I've had them for a while and I need to use them. So that's why I've been trying to put out more art videos with color. And that's why I did that today. Because they're sitting there doing nothing. And also this is kind of cartoony, so I was like, why not throw some color in it, you know? It's a Disney movie. Disney movies are typically colorful. Sorry about the scratching on the paper. It just sounds like that. Cool. So last thing I want to do now is go ahead and outline this with my gel pen. And I'm just going to start from the left and work my way to the right. Actually, let it dry for a sec. Well, that's waiting. Let me see. I'm going to put a little white dot in his eye. That's a little sparkle. little sparkle from the light. I'm gonna just put one on his nose right here, because he does have a big old nose. Alright, so should be dry. There we go. Just gonna work our way around. Be careful not to go over our black lines that we've already established. This is just a Pentel Milky Pop gel pen. It is one of the better gel pens that I own. Also have jelly rolls, but the jelly roll pens, the ink seems to like soak through. And I don't know if it's because I use permanent markers or what, but this one just seems to work better. Oh my gosh, I'm totally missing the outline here. It's hard to do this when you're trying to record and you got the camera right in your face. And is this even on the paper? Okay. Paper on video. I'm over here doing this stuff off camera. So yeah, let me know if you've seen Onward and if you enjoyed it. I thought it was a really great idea. Again, I saw one of the press interviews with Chris Pratt and Tom Holland, where they were talking about the director's idea, where it came from, and I thought it was so amazing. I wanted to support the movie, and I feel bad that I didn't. Apparently, the directors lost their dad when they were really young, or the director. I'm not 100%. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while. But they were able to find a recording of their dad's voice on a cassette somewhere, and he was too young to remember what his dad sounded like, and that was just amazing. It was just like finding a gift, you know, finding this amazing gift. It was magical, and I guess that's where they got the idea of the movie, to bring back their dad. So I thought that was really cool, and it's a really sweet idea, I think. So check it out if you get a chance. I don't know if it comes off that way in the movie. Again, I haven't seen it, but let me know in the comments below. Yeah, let's give him a little lip down here. He kind of looks more adult in this picture, but you know what? That's what we got. So let me know if you drew along with me. Let me know what you think of the drawing, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Bye, y'all. That's going to wrap things up for us here in the CR Game Room. Check out our website, crgr.rocks, for all our latest info. There you'll find a link to help support us via Patreon. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Join our conversations on Discord. Be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for hanging out.